Yeah, I know there's a bit of a glittering glitch in regards to Ogden, but let's move out of the rainbow light to the stained glass, and it fixes itself up anyways. It finally dawned on me the mistake I found in finding roosters. There's a person who tells you that he's hunting in the location I was grinding. I had a brain fart and I did not process this information. I completely forgot about it. So anyway, let's go to where the hunting grounds are. By the way, I did a bit of the optional side quests off screen. I destroyed the bandits haunting this area, and I captured one of the ghouls, or ice wisp, I think it is, and brought it back to the woman who wanted it. So I did that off screen. As I said, it's an optional side quest. I am not going to go out of my way to do them or put them on screen. I'm just going to focus primarily on the main campaign, and if I stumble across the side quests while doing the main campaign, I will by all means leave them in anyways. As I mentioned in my last video, not the last video of this set, but my last area, this is Colonial Marines video, I put a down payment on a place to live. Now it's not my own apartment, unfortunately, due to the drama that is Karma Candy's, a place I'm supposed to be working at. I am not reliably employed there, and I don't trust them to keep me reliably employed. I've been working there for a month exactly, and during that month I've missed over a week's work through no fault of my own. There's just some machines keep breaking down. Excuse me, I feel a burp coming on. That felt good, even though it was not anyways. The machines keep breaking down, and because of this, it keeps sending me home. I am going to be finding a new place of work, preferably part-time, because I want to focus primarily on my book, which is another topic of discussion. I'm on the serious chapter of Psalms, which means I'm about 1/5 of the way through Psalms. My particular version is 166 chapters, but while that certainly seems daunting, the chapters in Psalms are very, very short. I think I did, if not 20, probably 25 chapters just today, and it took very, very little time. Now, when I sent in Nehemiah, I got an email from my publisher. Now again, this is old news if you've been watching my other playthroughs, but if not, it's fresh news here. They are preparing for a fall release, so that's why I haven't been getting final copies from them for me to approve. I shall be expecting them in blocks come September. And since they've been doing final approvals, I've sent in pretty much everything from 1 Samuel, and a couple of days ago I sent in Job. That's 1st, 2nd Samuel, 1st, 2nd Kings, 1st, 2nd Chronicles, Ezra, Nehemiah, Esther, Job. That's $10 in just a short little while. According to the books of the Bible, I'm about halfway through the Old Testament, give or take a few, and over a quarter done the entire books of the Bible, just according to the books of the Bible. Here's the thing. I have a Word document which I've been sort of keeping track of my progress of. And according to this raw text, I'm definitely over halfway through my book, the Blacksmith's Bible alone. Now that does not include doing the final copies, my editor's portion, but since we've decided to not do the old King James English, the editing process has been much faster, at least on my end. It should be faster on their end as well. And when I sent in Nehemiah and asked when I'd be getting First Samuel back to my approval, that's when they told me that they're preparing for a fall release, so my books, as well as everyone else's books coming up, have been temporarily put on hold, but I shall be receiving books in blocks come September. My editor, the person I've been dealing with regards to ASS Publishing, has told me that we should be ready, if not for a release date, before the end of the year. Now, I've heard this 2 years ago, and it's been 2 years ago. Well over 2 years ago, but saying this, when he told me we should be ready by the end of the year, I was very skeptical, until I realized just how much we've done. And the more I think upon it, the more possible it seems. This is like well over 8 years in the making, give or take a few months. I started writing this during the last year of the Bush administration, and I finished during the first year of the Obama administration. I think I was working at Studio Lights when I finished writing the book, by no means finished editing. That's well over 7, close to 8 years ago, and it's finally coming to fruition. Now, how well will it do? It should do well, just based on controversy alone. My publisher keeps telling me it will do well, and that they will take me on tour and do publicity stuff and a bunch of other things, but you gotta keep in mind my publishers are pretty much yes men. So it's hard to take their words with a grain of salt, but I have I'm not perhaps as skeptic as I should be when it comes to whether or not my book will be a success. I expect it to do quite well, or at least well enough where I will not have to how do I say, rely on dead-end jobs to supplement my income. I'm thinking it'll sell quite a few copies, and I'm thinking it should sell multiple copies and make me not necessarily rich, but wealthy enough where I can live quite comfortably. I will not have to worry about affording rent or paying bills if I buy something extra like pipe tobacco or coffee or what have you, I'm thinking I might be able to live not necessarily in extreme luxury, but I should be able to at least live well just based off sales of my book. Now, keep in mind, I'm saying this even though with positivity, I know it may very well be a flop. I don't expect it to be a flop, I expect it to do well just because it's controversial and people are going to hate it. And thus give me free negative publicity, but free publicity nonetheless. But I am by no means going to just rely on my book and my book alone until it's proven by sales that I can just live off being an author alone. Now I am working on a few other projects which I will not mention right now, but I'm thinking the Blasphemous Bible, once printed and released, should give me a bit of luxury money. I don't know much about being an author. I don't know very many new authors, but I do know one book I read. It's a girl on the train. I cannot remember the author's name, but apparently when I read it, it said on the book that that particular book sold 10 million copies and was either already a major motion picture or is being made into a major motion picture. Now I haven't heard of this book because I just don't know anything about new books, I must confess. Despite me being an avid reader, I tend to read the older classics and not the classics of today or the up-and-coming classics of today. I must confess that's a problem of mine, but you know. The Girl on the Train sold 10 million copies. My book should be about as successful, and I get about, I think, 10% for every paperback sold, more for the first few thousand, and significantly more for ebooks, so it means the ebooks should be cheaper. I don't know what the price is going to be, but I should be anywhere around, I should be earning about $2 per book sold. And I'm expecting it to sell quite well. At first, anyways. I'm by no means expect to be selling well continually throughout my life, but it will give me a decent chunk of money within the first year to 2 years until, you know, someone else comes along and takes my spotlight away, which I'm expecting and kind of want. I by no means want to be living in the spotlight my entire life. I value anonymity and, frankly, the up-and-coming fame that might come, and my publishers and even my friends and family tell me will come. I'm not exactly looking forward to, but I have to do it. So I'll deal with my 15 minutes of fame and then sort of fade away, what have you. After all, I'm an author. George R. R. Martin, Stephen King, J.K. Rowling. These authors are the only authors of nowadays which I know are quite famous, and they're doing quite well. I'm expecting my book to do as quite well. Also, again, it's certainly controversial enough to sell, so yeah. Now, I only get paid a lump sum once per year. I get a check every January according to my contract. And I have no idea how the publicity is going to work. They tell me they want to send me on a book tour, and I'm not even sure what a book tour is, other than, I don't know, showing up to random bookstores, maybe universities and the like for book signings and appearing on television. I know they had a author of theirs, while I was discussing this a few years ago, he did a photo book of the queer scene in, if not Moscow, all of Russia during the Russian Winter Olympics, and they had him appear on Ellen. The publisher seems to have a lot of faith in my book doing quite well, and after all, the more my book sells, the more money they make, as well as myself, so they, yeah. But again, it's hard to take, I take it with a little bit of a grain of salt. It's, hard to trust, I find it hard to trust overly positive yes men. Now, so my book might be a flop, my book might only be a minor success, but I do expect me to at least live and become a permanent author, not become an author, not to do something else, whether it be factory work, or maybe go back to school, or what have you. Anyways, it may be released by the end of the year, if not in time for Christmas, or it may be, I did not read what they said, what that text said, or it might be, ready, have a release date in time for Christmas by, Christmas time, and I can, start going and being paraded around like a carnival freak show on, I don't know. Considering the controversy of my book, I doubt I'd be on Ellen, but maybe it's Stephen Colbert's show. I don't know what his show is. I know he does a talk show and not the Colbert Report anymore. Bill Maher, assuming he's still doing television since his last offensive racial offense, whatever. He may no longer be doing television. I don't know. It's Bill Maher. The guy intends to be offensive. That's why he's so popular. My book is intended to be offensive. That's why it will be so popular. So yeah. Anyways, you know what? I think enjoy your free stay at the crossword, and yeah, okay, now I remember you get locked up. Spoiler alert, you get locked up. I think, I don't remember for sure. But anyways, my book is becoming more and more likely to, if not be a success, at least be released soon. Excuse me, I burped again. So yeah, I've been focusing on editing that and not so much on other hobbies and the like, including place my YouTube channel and the like, you know, priorities. I don't do this expecting to make money, even though, you know, I do have the Google ad, whatever. I'm by no means going to become a rich, popular YouTube star. I do, however, believe that I might be a rich, infamous author. So, yeah, looking forward a little bit with bated breath to this. Anyway, I guess I did a quest for him, so yeah. Yeah, I remember this being a trap, I believe. I can't believe I've been recording for this long anyways. Once I get the first opportunity to save my game, I will. I've been rambling, pretty much just my head up my butt about the progress of my book and whether or not how successful it will be. Yeah. Anyways, I'm still on the front page of my publisher site, Tome Publishing. I've already posted a link on another video. I'm not going to be posting a link to this one. Just Google Tome Publishing. My book is on, I believe it's still on the front. I've yet to check, but every time I check, it's still on the front page. So yeah, my publisher seems to have faith in me to put my book on the front page, despite not possibly being years away from release, though now it seems that years away might be just a few months. August, September, October, November, December. About 5 months away till the new year, and we may very well have a release date by then. So yeah. I don't remember what it is to do here. I did get a charging cable for my BS, so I now can do a pocket file on a handheld, which won't potentially interfere setting over the progress of my playthrough. But for some reason I'm just not doing it. Maybe I'm just too stubborn, maybe I'm just too dumb. Maybe it's both. Probably both. So yeah. So yeah. I may be a if not famous, infamous author, published author sooner than sooner than I anticipated. So yay! Also, I found my own apartment again due to karma candy. I am untrustworthy in finding an apartment concerning I don't know how much money I am going to be making per week if I earn any money per week. After all, it's been 4 weeks and I've missed over a week's work, meaning I've missed over a week's pay. So call it paranoia. I don't even know if I want to go back, assuming they even call me in. I honestly don't know if they'll ever call me back, or any other person that they say it's just temporary. I am good luck. Me and a bunch of other people have essentially been laid off. How long we'll be laid off, I don't know. I'm assuming it's a permanent layoff. because again, there's something about it that doesn't make sense. They can't keep the people they have employed working to the point where we're showing up to work and they're being sent home. But whenever I work days, and you gotta keep in mind the shift I was on when I got this news was day shift, so the information that I'm about to say is recent and fresh. I've seen them on the weeks, on the days where I've been last working, which was only 2 days. I showed up once, I don't need to be sent home. On Tuesday, I saw them bring in a bunch of new people for orientation. So they're still hiring people, despite not having work for the people already hired. That to me is just either piss poor management or a bad omen. And I don't trust this company to keep me steadily employed. I don't even know if I'll be heading back, assuming they call me back, considering they might only call me back for a day. So, yeah. I didn't like the job to begin with. The reason I didn't like the job is because it didn't have any work. I think I mentioned a while ago, there was one day where they honestly forgot about me and I could have honestly just left and they will have never even noticed. The factory, it's not just the fact that the machines are running down, the factory is just very, very poorly run. The Hells Angels would run it better. Gangs would run it better. It's very disorganized, there's no communication. I have no, trust in this factory, and because of that, I am extremely, hesitant to, return. I am not even expecting them to phone me to return. I'm fully expecting that when they've told me that that there's just no work, I just fully assume that it means me and a bunch of people have been laid off without them officially saying, by the way, you've been laid off. I have no trust in this factory, and I do not want to work in a factory where I don't even know how much money I am going to be making per week. If you're working and you don't know whether or not you're going to be earning the same amount of money as you did the week before or the week before that, do you really want to continue working there? Really? Do you? If you don't have, if it's been proven that your employment cannot essentially pay you for what should be this naturally assumed a 4 weeks pay, how can you continue working there if you're paranoid you might only work 2 days out of a full week, or 1 day out of a full week, or just in a month's pay, despite, you know, only have it add up to be a less than, in a month having it add up to be less than a week's and a half work of pay total. If you work what should be a full-time job, you better be working and earning what should be a full-time wage. And it's been proven to me time and time again that this factory is just simply so incompetent that not only can they not assure I get paid a full-time wage, but that other people cannot get paid a full-time wage. So I don't want to work there anymore. I've been there a month and have been paid through no fault of my own, not through leaving home early, not through being sick, through no fault of my own, just being sent home because they have nothing for me to do. I've been paid a little under 3 weeks' wages, and this is my first month. This isn't years later where, you know, economy's bad or they're doing low on sales or whatever. No. This is my first impression, and the first impression is horrible. Absolutely horrible. So, I don't expect to be working here anymore. And since I you know, have my pension and the like, and I've now found a place to lay, a room, which is pretty much the same amount of rent I've been paying here, if not less, because I will no longer be paying extras for utilities and groceries. I'll be buying my own groceries, or here for some reason what the deal was, I pay X amount of money per month and they buy my groceries, and then they bitch on how much I eat. I want to buy my own groceries because I know how much money or how much I eat. Where here, it's like I think I'll buy this. No, I'll buy it. Or we can't afford it. Well, I can afford it. Well, then whatever. And you know, the person who I've been, my friend, my roommate, seems to take a great offense whenever I even hint of buying my own groceries. I want to buy my own groceries. I want to do my own cooking. That's how I keep track of how much I eat, of how much I spend. Where here it's I don't know. I'll be gone in a little less than 2 weeks, give or take, so yeah. We'll no longer have to be dealing with the drama here. And I knew there was going to be a lot of drama here, and it's been exactly as I expected. She has been pushing me to find a place of my own so much, and now that I've found a place of my own, it's, oh shit, now I have no one to help me do mundane shit that I am so incompetent to do myself. Like, wow. This woman is incapable of taking care of herself. She's barely capable of walking less about a 10-minute walk to work because she just cannot be alone. She just cannot be alone. She can't even cook by herself. I have to cook with her, and I pretty much do all the grunt work because she's lazy. She is so much like my mother. Lazy and incapable of taking care of herself. And now that she knows I'm leaving, it suddenly dawned on her, oh shit, I'm gonna have to start being more independent. But, yeah. She doesn't watch this, and even if she does, I'll probably be gone by the time she hears this, so fuck it. I'll just speak the truth. Oh, I came from that door, okay. Well, this is going to be a particularly long video. It seemed I didn't realize there was a key here, okay. You know what, we'll give credit where credit is due, though, as they didn't make it obvious I should be finding a key when I entered. They didn't let me leave until I found the key. So, yeah. I don't like it when you're playing an JRPG or any game for that matter, and you go into an area where there's a plot significant or item, and you're unaware of it because they didn't tell you. Now maybe they did tell me, but I don't remember. After all, I've been speaking. This is a Let's Play. I'm not playing for my own entertainment, so I have to speak, which means I'm not exactly paying attention to what's being said on screen. So anyways, now that she knows I'm leaving, she's in panic, but that's how she is. She does not plan it. I was brought here expecting to stay 6 months. It's been less than 6 months. I found a place of my own, and now she's panicking. She doesn't want me to stay. She doesn't want me to leave. That's how my friend is, and she is such a queen. She is the main reason. She is one of the main examples of why I don't date, because her husband can do much, much better, and I think he knows it. I think she knows it too. This woman is just... I don't know if it's that she's truly lazy or if she's just truly that incompetent. Did I find a key? No. But she is soon no longer going to be my problem, and frankly, good riddance. She wants to do another D&D campaign where she's the DM, and she's a terrible DM because she expects everything to go her way. And when it doesn't, she throws a hissy fit, and I don't think I'll be doing Dungeons and Dragons with her, or Pathfinder with her anymore. Or at least not with her as she's DMing. She doesn't know how to be a DM. She doesn't even really know how to play Pathfinder. Her husband does. And every time something happens where, I don't know, like the last example I can think of, and it was the last time we did this particular campaign, Jamie, her husband, held his action for me to do something. And when he took his action, that's her name she goes by for stupid reasons, but is freaked out, had a temper tantrum, which she always does. She has temper tantrums after temper tantrums when things don't go her way. She has no idea how to behave. She will throw a temper tantrum and then claim she's not throwing a temper tantrum. She doesn't know how to behave. She doesn't realize she doesn't know how to behave. She will get very, very upset. And when you say you're very, very upset, she gets more upset while claiming, I'm not upset, I'm quite calm. Well, everything you're doing is pretty much saying you're terribly upset. She is the most easily offended person in what's called Eden. She's easily the most offensive person to me. She does nothing but, she doesn't even criticize, she nitpicks everything in an offensive, the most offensive manner, and then doesn't realize she's doing it, and when you point it out or don't tolerate it, or you give criticism to her, she takes extreme offense. I'm not even sure I want anything to do with her. Once I leave, I don't know if I want to go back. She's drained me. But then again, people drain me and I want nothing to do with people to begin with. Now that I'm will no longer be living with her, it will be easier, but she's just a leech. Such a leech. She cannot stand not being around people. Meanwhile, the way she behaves and in her general personality, no one wants to be around her. If you're one of bitches, no one wants to be around her just without realizing there's a reason for it. You have no idea how to deal with people. She has less social skills than I do. That's the thing. She wants social skills. She does not know anything to do with people, and then will not take criticism on how to deal with people. Like, don't get upset and whine and cry over each and every little thing which is said to you. Don't take offense over everything, especially when you say the most offensive shit and people won't tolerate it. She needs constant reassurance too, which is just pathetic. She needs reassurance over shit where she deserves no reassurance for, like, how to behave in public. See? I did this, I'm nice. No, you, for example, the way she, treats staff or clerks or what have you. See, I was nice. No, you weren't. You were quite rude. You were on the phone. You were ignoring them. I was not. And she throws such a temper tantrum and then she doesn't even realize she's throwing a temper tantrum. She will throw a temper tantrum claiming she's not throwing a temper tantrum. It's ironic. She has such low confidence in herself, and rightly so. she doesn't know how to behave, she doesn't know how to do anything. Is this where I go? No, I guess not. We found the keys. Did I read the book from here? Yeah, that's Gerald is the thief who stole the void stone we're looking for. He's also the what's her name? Ramona's uncle. But yeah, anyway, I'll stop ranting about my friend, who I'm not even sure I want to keep as a friend, but yeah. I don't know. I also know there's my only problem too, I just can't stand people. And when I say she's my friend, I'm essentially lying. I'm more her friend. I don't really have any friends. There are many people who call me friends. They don't share the same how do I explain? They don't share the same courtesy with me. I pretty much don't like anybody, and the thing is, I really can't stand being around people for more than like a half hour, and even then I can only stand around being people one at a time. I can't stand crowds. I hate parties. Like a birthday party for me is hell. And that's even before the drama that happened on the date of my birthday. I don't know if it's so much that I'm truly antisocial, or if I'm truly anti-people. Anyways, yay. This has been a horribly long, well, I shouldn't say horribly long, it's been quite a long video. I'm going to save my game here. Thanks for watching, everybody. Have yourselves a good day, and bye.